Hey man, how's it going? So today we're going to talk about how to do ad testing for your landscaping ads that actually bring you leads. Okay. So the first thing that we need to understand is that we have to test like a scientist and not like a gambler. Okay. Most landscapers run ads the same way people buy lottery tickets. Okay. It's fingers crossed, and that's gambling. That's basically gambling. Okay. But smart advertisers act more like scientists. We build tests, okay, and then we learn what works. Okay, we test out things, we see what works, what doesn't work, and then what is killing our ads and what is boosting our. So basically we just try and experiment to find the thing that actually brings us results. Okay, and if you are going to test, okay, you have to change one thing at a time. Okay, because imagine you're trying to make the perfect background. Okay, backyard, sorry. If you change the layout, the plans and lighting all at once, okay, you're changing everything at once, and then it turns out bad, you don't know what ruined it. Okay, like, because you did all of the things together and at the exact same time simultaneously, when it turned out to be bad, you didn't know where it all went wrong. Okay, this is very important. Okay, and this is the same with ads. Okay, only test. So takeaway basically is that only test one change at a time, and then like the image, the headline, the audience. This way, when something doesn't work, you know exactly why. This is a game changer. A/B testing. Okay, and this is your best friend. Think of this like showing two different landscape designs to a homeowner. Okay, you present option A and option B and ask which one feels right to you. In ads, it's the same. Okay, run two nearly identical ads, but one with small change between them, and maybe, yeah, but one with small change between them. Like, it shouldn't be like exact same. It should be like thoda different. Okay. Maybe the first ad shows a modern background, and the second one shows a more rustic look. Okay. Watch which one gets more clicks and leads, and that's your audience voting with their attention. So you don't know. So you know what to double down on. Okay, and you know what to kill. I mean, start small, scale what works. This is obvious, but you wouldn't spend 10 grand planting trees without first seeing if they grow well in the soil. Okay, you just won't do it, because what if what if the soil is the problem and not the trees, and you've already invested, you lose all of the money. That is exactly the same with ads. Okay, you need to start with small budgets, get enough data, but not enough like to overwhelm you. And once you find a winner, you just double down on it and you scale that version, and then let the results respond your spend. Okay, creative is your first impression. Your creative, the photo, the video, or design acts like the front end of your ad. If it doesn't look good, nobody walks in. Okay, show the transformation. This is important. Words can't compete with visuals. It's like you're trying to describe a pool when you could just show it one. Like there are some things that just look prettier when you see them with your own eyes than in the photo. Like, they look much prettier. Okay, and I feel like all the landscaping projects are fall into the category. They just look so much more prettier when you look at them from like how to say it? Yeah, it's basically like you can either show just like what I'm trying to say is that yeah. So where was I? I'm sorry, I'm just struggling to explain this to you, but essentially landscapes look prettier IRL, but we can't make the person, like we can't bring each one of the audience you're showing the ad to, and to your pool site, and then you can show a pool just because it's prettier. But what we can do to cope for that is that what we can do is that we can show how the backend was before and after, and that is very impactful. It's very more impactful than showing them IRL how the pool looks or how the landscape looks. Okay, so use before and after images. Okay, a dead patchy lawn versus a freshly manicured green yard. These visuals stop the scroll, then they tell a story instantly. You don't have to try to copy. They just know this was this before, and then they tell it to this. So people don't want landscaping; they want the result. Show them that. Okay, use simple bold text. This is the second one. Clutter kills clarity. If you if your ad is packed with paragraphs, it's like handing someone a blueprint of landscaping when they just ask for a quick note. Like people won't actually like sit there and read all of it. They just scroll past it. People because their attention span is very low, and then if you can't capture that, you just lose it. Okay, keep your text minimal and emotional. Use bold headlines like "Turn your backyard into a mini resort." Your neighbors will be jealous. These speak directly to what your ideal client wants and not features. And it's not talking about features, it's talking about feelings, Turn your backyard into a mini resort. It's just, it makes the other person happy, They're hopeful. They're hopeful that their garden will look so much more better. Your neighbors will be jealous. They want their neighbors to be jealous. Okay, so these are things that are, we are appealing to the emotions rather than the features. And test formats. Okay, not everyone scrolls the same way. Some pause at a clean photo, others love a quick video, and some swipe through a carousel. Think of it as, like showing the same garden design in three different lighting conditions, and each format captures attention differently. Okay, and then some people like, some people like the carousel, some people like the videos, some people like the photos. So we can't differentiate, we can find out who likes what. So instead what we could do is that we can run all the three, and then we could just win, test all three to see. And we don't know yet what your audience likes. So when you test, all the three, you can get to know what people like better. Do they like the videos? Do they like the photos? Do they like the carousel? And then the data decide the best format for your message and not guesswork. Know exactly who you are speaking to. This is the third point. Even the best ad will flop. Even the best ad will flop if it's shown to the wrong person. You wouldn't pitch a luxury pool installation to someone living in a high-rise apartment, right? They have an apartment. How can they even install the pool? This is garbage. So the people whom you show the ads to, they decide half of, whether you will convert them into leads. Like your audience, the people whom you target matters the most. Basically, think of your audience like different garden zones. Each area needs shade plants, another needs dry drought tolerant landscaping. Okay, so it's like, you it's a garden, and then we are breaking the targeting into clear segments: luxury homeowners, young families in suburbs, retired with large property. So we have to basically see, we have to first we have to first analyze your ideal customer, and then we have to reverse engineer how we can target these people. Luxury homeowners, like some of the ways that we do in Swift Ninja is that we basically target only the wealthy areas, pin codes of the city, of the landscape we are running. And then, you know instead of running the ads broadly to the entire city, we just target the pin zones, the zip codes, where people can actually afford it. So we have like, if this is the target audience, like if this is the audience where we can serve, but only this much can, only these many can, actually afford them, and most of them are living in, very high. Let me find the correct word. And they are living in rich neighborhoods. So we will target only the richer neighborhoods, and then we're going to leave all of this because people are not going to buy there anyway. And then basically, and so our funds are utilized much more efficiently, and then we just get better results. Okay, and this is just an example of how we can do. Okay, because each one has different pain points and desires, and your message should match the message to the market. Would you pitch affordable yard cleanup to someone with a 200 with $2 million home? Of course not. If you're targeting high-end areas, use language like elegant outdoor spaces built to impress, not cheap lawn care available. What because the audience you're appealing to in this one is people who are, very careful about their money. We are very stingy about their money, right? And these are the kind of people who will not buy your high-end services. So when you talk like elegant outdoor spaces built to impress, you're talking to a different audience. Okay, and the people who basically click on that link are the people who are actually willing to spend the money and who have the money and they're not stingy. Okay, speak in a tone your audience expects and trusts. You'll see targeting to stay on top of mind. If someone visits your site or views your ad but doesn't act, that doesn't mean that they're not interested. Okay, they already clicked it, so they are interested. It's like someone is speaking over the fence of a garden. They're curious. Okay, run retargeting ads to people who've already shown interest. These act like polite follow-ups, still thinking about that outdoor makeup, or often your second or third ad is the one that actually converts, because retargeting is a game changer. Like I think it comes second after after the target audience. The second one is retargeting because, mm, believe it or not, 50% of the people whom you show your ads don't convert to customers on the first time. When you retarget them twice or thrice, then they convert into leads and funds. So retargeting is very important and you need to double down on it. Okay. Final takeaway. Winning ads aren't made, they're discovered. You don't make it, you discover it. You don't guess your way to success, you test your way to success. It's like shaping a perfect hedge. Okay, trim, observe, refine until you get the ideal result. Okay, now we're gonna talk about some magic. Okay, you can either try and do all of this by yourself. Okay, and waste quite some time and money trying to get all this right, try to test all of this, or you could just hire an agency like mine to do it for you, and then you can just focus on what you're good at doing already, which is landscaping or swimming pool construction, and then you can just basically enjoy getting customers without having to do all of this work and all of this research and spending all of this money. The thing is, people don't hire an agency because they think that it's expensive. But the thing is, if you go on your own and start after, if you basically do it on your own, what happens is that you will succeed. Okay, you will succeed. Okay, you'll find, you'll discover ways, you'll learn it. Okay, but the time which goes for research, time which goes for the products that were unpaid because you didn't discover them, because you were still trying to figure out how to conduct ads, you lose so much money because of these two. And then third one, because you're already focusing on this one as well, you are not quite good on, I mean, you won't have enough time to manage your business properly. And then there are many other factors. Okay, basically, and then you will basically waste a lot of funds getting the first ad right or the second ad right. So instead, what you could do is you could just hire the experts. Okay, and then you're actually saving money by hiring the experts. So if you are interested in doing that, you can DM me on Swift Ninja. Okay, I'll leave the link down in the description, and then you can just book a call. So this was today's video, and thank you so much for watching. And I will be signing off right now.